Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to look at a set of Andis dog trimmers. I'm Simon and welcome to Oakside Saddlery. Okay, Andis then, I'm not sure what these are, I think they're a pulse, I can't really see it on the right in there. But no, it might be a pulse, later version of it. Battery powered, work quite well. You've got a variable speed on them. As you can see, they've had a bit of use. So there's a fair bit of hair all in there, we'll have to clear all that out. The blade attachment has got the springs working, battery pack on the back. So let's give it a quick turn on and see what we get. So what we have is a on and off, soft start, off it goes, and then we can speed it up and slow it down as we feel. So not bad. Alright, let's get this battery pack off. I've not done these ones for a long time, so it's trying to remember now how they work. Might have an issue with the bit of the battery. It's got a bit of tape holding it together. So there's one thing. We'll have to remember that bit's there. We'll keep it on there. Keep it on there, and it'll be in the right place, won't it? Now, what I seem to remember with Andis is they do like to use different screws. So we've got, holding the clip blades on is posi drive. So posi drive has got that with the extra cross in it, a little smaller bit. There's one. I've not been off before because the blue is a Loctite. So that all comes off all in one piece. So that's the bits in here. You can just see little springs. Probably not the best times now, but there's a little spring sticking out of there and there. That's what holds that together. When you take them off, keep your eye on that. As you can see, there's a lot of hair in there. Hair there, hair there. Vibration plate. More hair there. Lots of hair there. That feels like it's a bit loose on the back. I can feel something moving, what shouldn't be moving. Yeah, that part on the back there should come off. Yep, fair old bit in here so far. So this slides off, I think. Yeah, there we go. And just a little bit more hair in there. Just a touch. I don't think that's been off. This is going to be a case of what should be and what shouldn't be. There's a filter there. Yeah, right. We'll figure out what we can't get off, and what shouldn't be here. I'll have a go at that a bit later. Down in there, down in there. Now, let's get rid of that. Let's sort all that out. Get my part first. A couple of screws in there will take all that part off. And again, they are a smaller Phillips, or smaller posi than the other one. So that's two. It's quite loose. That's two screws that we've had so far. Two of them. This should come off. Looks right. More hair. So considering that is the bearing, see the hair that's stuck in the front of that? None of that should be there, funny enough. Nice little collection. Still with more. More in there, look. Right, getting this apart then. So we've got 2 screws in there, 2 there, and 2 more back there. Now, if I remember again, these are Torx. So this is a security Torx, so it's got the hole in the end, but I don't think it needs a hole in them, but some of them do. So I think that is that one. That's definitely in there. That's too big for that. Too big for that. So there's another one. So we go for a smaller one. That fits that. And that fits that as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 we've used now. The right size for that. Look, one was already on there. Yeah, so that fits that. Undo. There's one, complete with a bit of hair. One in there, remember it's there. Now switch that for that. On there. On there. Yep. So there we have another part. There's our motor. Again, more hair. So our motor. What that is, more hair, yeah. So that just sits on there. Behind here we have all our control bits for this, which is all going to be part of something else. It looks like that's a separate part. That's got that bit attached to it with that bit of tape, so on there. On there, I can feel something moving behind me in my hand. On there. On there. Oh, I've had these before, yes. These are a funny thing. To get that apart. There it goes. Little clips at the front it's got. More hair attached into that circuit board. We'll have to blow that off a bit later. The battery packs are all clipped on there. This is the switch. There's a lot more to these, isn't there? And then these ones here, this pulls apart, so you can't get this out without getting that cover off. And this levers up from the back here and then pulls out through the front. And this bit here comes apart. Now I've got a feeling that I recall there being 2 more screws, but I can't remember. Musing. Now, so get this out. Little lever at the back. Oh, it won't too bad. Comes up to there, and I think we can squeeze this through these. Pretty sure that's how it works. There it goes. That connector's just popped out. Should be in there. These do have a habit of moving. Don't line back up again with the battery when you try and put it back in. There it goes. So we've got loads of hair attached to this. Loads of hair attached in there. Hair all inside here. Problem I've got with this is I won't be able to rinse that out because of the circuit board on it. So it will be a blow and a brush out and rinse what I can. This piece here is just hair galore. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a bit of foam attached here. I think it goes forwards. So it's a case of what should be attached and what shouldn't be attached. Alright, we'll see what we get with that. Give that a blow out, give that a blow. This part here we can just give it a clean up. There's the odd screws that are missing. This part here's got a little light pulse on it, and that bit on the back which I'm not going to get rid of because that still needs to be there. That part, that can be cleaned up, that can be cleaned up, that can be cleaned up. Some of my fittings need to go over there, that needs to go there, that needs to go there, that needs to go up there, that needs to go up there, two little tiny ones. That needs to go up there, that can be cleaned up. And that lot there is the amount of hair it's just come out of them clippers, and I haven't really done it properly, so that's just what was in that clipper head around that motor. So I'll get them cleaned up and I'll be back. See you in a bit. Get back again. So we've cleaned them all up, bit of blowing out. As you can see, we've cleaned all the crap off of there. Did I just say a certain word? We've cleaned the motor up. We've managed to get the hair out of that little bearing on the top there. We can take that apart if we need to, but not always there. And the main one we've got is the majority of the hair out of that. Now there is still going to be hair in there. You're never going to clear it all out. But what it does tend to do is stay wet blooming ages after you've cleaned them. So considering I've rinsed them out, cleaned it up, blown them out, left them sitting in the, I would say sun, but it's not, it's dreary again today. It'll go, it'll work. By the time everything gets back together and then it'll be all there. So let's get this back together. So we need our motor. Our motor is going to sit in here. Now the bit we always have fun with is lining these two pieces up with the bits at the back there, because they just never seem to want to go in place, and it tends to knock these out. But the motor's going to slide up underneath there, and you can see where the two screw fittings go onto that. It sits up under there. You have to pull these apart slightly. It lines up, and the hole's there. And then from here, we need to push this back down, and we can just see in here where they're going to go. And as I start to push it into place, it moves everything around, and then never lines up to where you want it. That's what I've always found with them as well. And that feels like it's catching on something. It is, it's catching on the circuit board at the back there. So right, where's my little screwdriver? There it goes. So let's call that side and the other side. So it's called both sides. All well and good. Superb. Now we've got our motor back then. So this is all part of it. It's all fitted in place. We now need to think about getting this panel here on the back and the other part in. So this bit here, these sat, where are we? There. They have a little hook at the front here that just catches into that. So as it goes in, it holds itself in place. Go, that's that. And that is these two little tiny screws. Oh, hang on. Before I put that in, let's put the switch on. And then we put the switch in here. So this switch just sits inside this, catches across the terminals. Where are we? There we are. So it sits, I was just trying to figure out which way it goes. Just sits in there, across the top of there, and then all it is as you're pushing it on. Got a little catch there, and it's pressing the button into that point there. Now we can let this back on. So it hooks in there, slides down, clips back into place, 2 little screws at the back. So that's these 2 here, little tiny fiddly ones. Where's my driver? There's my driver, screwy up mode. Looks like the right one. It's going to be fiddle. That goes in there. That goes in there, nice and gentle until it gets, that's it. This is only a little tiny screw, a little bit of plastic. Right, that's that part on. Next part is this one here. So this is going to sit across that. We have our big screws and our little screws, remember, so it's going to sit just in there. That's good. So, where are we? 2 big screws. In fact, let's do the 2 little screws because I've already got that driver bit on. Nice, one in there. Oh, one in there. One in there. So that one's tight. That one's tight. Now we need to switch out and start farting around with different sizes. I'm using some good words today. One down in there. One down in there. That's all tight. Good. Then we'd have our battery that's going to sit across here, isn't it? And the filter that's going to sit at the top there. Now, in here then we have our, I've forgotten what it's called now. It's blade carrier. So it sits in here. It can only go one way because of the way this is all shaped, to make sure you put me around the right way, isn't it? But before we put that on, I'm going to put a little bit of oil on that bearing. I'm going to use a little bit of clipper oil on here. So I'm just going to put it into there. And let that work its way in, because it does feel a little bit tight. Can't put any oil on the motor or anything on this one because it's all sealed. Better. Get rid of that before I get oil everywhere. So this one just sits over the top of that. If I turn this so it's in the middle, it makes it easier. Over the top of that. Oops. I'll throw it away first. Right, where are we? Here we are. Over the top. Clicks into place. Then we've got 2 screws, which are these 2, if I remember, which are Phillips. Small Phillips. I'm never going to hold on to that down in there, so where are we? And there. Right there, so we can tighten them up. These are proper screws into metal, so we can go a bit tighter with them. That's our area there sorted. And then we've got our blade carrier, which is going to sit on the back, and the vibration plate, which I've obviously put somewhere else. Let me just find that. There we go, found it. Still on my drainer. So that's, I don't know why I put that down there because I couldn't pick it up just now. That's going to sit, that's it. Oh, I've got oil over here now. That's going to sit itself just over here, and it will sit just in there. Like that. That's how it goes. Yeah, sits over that. And what we have then is our blade carrier goes over the top. And our 2 locking screws, which are a different screwdriver again. Not the one I've got picked up, it's the bigger one than that. Right, now I've got them quite close, I can get a bit of a tighten. There we go. Right, and then our battery pack is going to clip into here. And it's going to magically put that piece back into it. Perfect. Now we're all there, we're all set and ready to go. We turn it on, we can see it all moves nicely. It sounds a hell of a lot quieter. Our speed can adjust up and down, and the on and off works. Then this part here, so this is a user serviceable bit. The idea is you can just clip that off without having to do much. So all you do is you grab hold of it, push it forward. It's got a little slot at the back, so don't try and leave it up because it goes in there, and that tends to what people break. But otherwise we line it up, get it into place, clip it in, and we're done. So Andis, whatever they are, pulse. All you need is 2 screwdrivers, different bits, probably something to lever it with, and either you can get them apart, and just use some same size screws. Anyway, enjoyed the video, give it that thumbs up, leave a comment if you've got any questions below, and subscribe. Maybe you get another video coming up next, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.